It was a murder mystery that rocked 1980s Hollywood. A highly regarded television producer and director was found bludgeoned to death, and for more than 3 decades, his killer has remained at large. Now, roughly 2,400 miles away from the crime scene, an unlikely suspect in the grisly cold case has been taken into custody and charged with the brutal murder.
Would you have done this murder in '85?
Anything's possible back then. I was big into drugs.
Edwin Hyatt has been arrested and charged with the murder of Hollywood television producer and director Barry Crane in a case that's been cold for nearly 35 years. Crane was once known for producing and directing iconic TV hits such as Mission Impossible, Hawaii Five-0, and Wonder Woman. He was also a world-class bridge player. On July 5th, 1985, Crane's housekeeper found him dead in his garage. His body was naked and wrapped in bed sheets. Officials say he'd been bludgeoned with a large ceramic sculpture, strangled with a telephone cord, and reportedly dragged from his townhouse to the garage. Nothing appeared to be stolen, except for Crane's wallet and Cadillac Eldorado, which were found the next day. Last year, a fingerprint specialist was able to link a fingerprint obtained from Crane's vehicle to Hyatt. Police tracked him down 2,400 miles away from the crime scene in the small mountain town of Connolly Springs, North Carolina, working at an auto repair shop. According to reports, an FBI surveillance team collected Hyatt's discarded cigarette butts and a disposable coffee cup. DNA retrieved from 2 of those items matched DNA on cigarette butts found in the ashtray of Crane's stolen car.
Just don't want to remember the past.
Police say Hyatt admitted to killing Crane in a police interview. The 52-year-old suspect, who's been described by co-workers as harmless and kind, would have been just 18 at the time of the killing.
A lot of things may have happened that I wish I could remember.
Hyatt recently appeared in court in a wheelchair to face the murder charge against him. Officials say he will be extradited back to California. And joining us now is CrimeOnline.com's Nancy Grace. Nancy, police say Edwin Hyatt admitted to killing Barry Crane, but do we know anything about the possible motive here?
Well, Jesse, as you know, the state never has to prove motive. However, juries like to hear a motive. In this case, the perp says he was a drug abuser at the time. We know the victim's Cadillac and his wallet were gone. Sounds like a theft and a joyride to me.
And what do we know about the accused killer's past, Nancy? Could he have had more victims?
Actually, we know quite a bit about his past. There is an offense where he actually choked out his now ex-wife, threatened to burn the house down, and beat her horribly. Jesse, I think it's entirely possible there may be more victims because simply of the long period of time. He was 18 then, he's in his 50s now. Not only that, he traveled quite often, moving from one location to the next. Who knows what victims may be left in his wake?
Nancy, I think many people wonder why it took so long for police to link the fingerprint recovered from Crane's stolen vehicle to Hyatt. Why do you think that was?
I believe that the fingerprint that was left behind in victim Barry Crane's Cadillac was a partial print. And at the time that occurred, it was very difficult to get a match on a partial print. As time passed, suddenly we got the capability to build out a partial print into a full print. And bam, the case was cracked, Jesse.
All right, Nancy, thanks again for being with us and for weighing in on the case.